dictator of Dalton, Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, she violates temporary restraining order and tries to make key appointments previously blocked by a judge with an injunction. So what we got going on? We've just got more drama in Dalton. Let's get into it. Here we go. Okay, so if you haven't been following this storyline, we've got a situation where the October 7th meeting, Village of Dalton meeting, so many things going on. You've got two dueling meetings happening. Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard holds a meeting in a different complex than the actual meeting. And the only trustees that show up are trustees Stan Brown and Andrew Holmes. They're the only ones kind of left. And even Stan Brown is a little bit wishy-washy on who he's really supporting. Let's watch. Here's kind of an overall summary. Let's take a peek at this piece by NBC.
New here at 10, some new drama in Dalton. There were dueling village meetings tonight, one held by Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the other by a majority of Dalton trustees in a separate location. And NBC5's Regina Waldrop is there reporting that the trustees tonight got a surprise visitor.
2 agendas, 2 meetings in different locations. It was a little confusing for some residents, but the meeting here at Village Hall canceled after a few minutes because they didn't have a quorum. At Village Hall, Mayor Tiffany Henyard, 2 trustees and some department heads, the meeting canceled.
As you can see, the board did not show up, and these are the things that the residents are tired of. When we sit here and we set a schedule to attend a board meeting, their jobs as legislative councils to show up.
Meanwhile, at Dalton's field house, a majority of trustees and about 24 residents. Then drama when Henyard shows up at that meeting.
Just to be clear, just to be crystal clear, I here to appoint my police chief,
That, my friends, right there, that is a violation. In my opinion, that is a violation of the temporary restraining order. Hey, what are you doing? This would be a judge talking to her. What are you doing? I said no. What you did was illegal. And now you're trying to do it yet another time. This is like the 3rd iteration of the super mayor trying to basically get a bunch of administrators in, get a new village attorney, get a village administrator, somebody to run the village, and then also get a new chief of police in. And the judges blocked all of this. But the super mayor just keeps coming back for more. Let's just see how this goes. At some point in time, the judge is going to say, yep, I'm going to hold you in contempt and, drop the hammer, drop the gavel, and who knows what'll happen. But we've got to be close to that happening.
Trustee Jason House says the meeting was held at the field house due to ongoing capacity issues at Village Hall.
The Attorney General gave us a binding opinion that meetings over at Village Hall were not legal. They violated the Open Meetings Act.
A Cook County judge has blocked appointments Henyard made to 3 key village posts, including police chief and village administrator.
Those 3 were never presented to the board properly, meaning we should have gotten resumes, background checks.
The next Dalton Village Board meeting happens October 21st. In Dalton tonight, I'm Regina Waldrop, NBC5 News.
So I did a live stream on this. We covered this in depth, but today's topic is Tiffany Henyard violating temporary restraining order. She's coming back on this topic again. She just doesn't quite get it that she can't just do willy-nilly whatever she wants. So it's a hard no-go, right? It's a hard no-go. The judge has already stated, hey, you can't do that. Embattled Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard unexpectedly dropped into a trustees meeting that was held outside of Village Hall Monday night, making yet the latest drama in South Suburb. Earlier, Henyard met with 2 trustees, we heard about that, and multiple department heads at Village Hall. So she's trying to get her troops, rallied to fight the battle. She has her 2 trustees. Meanwhile, the other 4 trustees are having the legit meeting in the other complex because the one that Tiff went to is too small and it violates the Open Meeting Act. So as you can see, the board did not show up, and these are the things residents are tired of. They are tired of these types of games, she said. No, the residents are tired of her types of games. And some of the things that we saw in the board meeting last night were we saw residents standing up when Tiffany Henyard came in an hour late to the meeting. Residents standing up and turning their backs on her. We saw that just a little bit in that NBC video we just watched. Literally standing up, turning their backs, and basically telling her, go away. When Tiffany Henyard left the building, people literally went, bye, bye. And at one point in time, when Tiffany Henyard, during her 7 minutes of glory, when she had the mic, and she tried to do her 3 appointments, which violate the temporary restraining order. And she tried to veto 7 actions that had taken place earlier in the legit meeting because they had a quorum. So, you've just got this. Are we coming? Are we going? It's so crazy. At one point in time, it sounded like 2 females in the audience started singing while Tiffany Henyard was talking to try and just, blot her out what she was saying, just run right over the top of her with some song, with some praise. I don't know what it was. It's just absolutely crazy. Trustee Jason House, who is Mayor Pro Tem, said the meeting was held at the field house due to ongoing capacity issues. So you've got this craziness where you've got part of the meeting, that should have been going on in one building and then part of it going on in the other. And, you've got residents in both, depending on who's supporting who. And it's just this bizarre deal. So let's go back, and here is what the judge said. Judge threatens to hold Tiffany Henyard in contempt following recent illegal appointments. So she's already done this once, and she's already been in court once on the illegal appointments. And she just last night tried to reiterate those, reinstall those appointments again. What is wrong with her? We all know that. Let me know in the comments what you think is wrong with her, though, okay? All right, let's watch this.
Tiffany Henyard in court today over illegal appointments she allegedly made for several positions inside the village, among them chief of police. Last month, the judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from trustees. The mayor had been warned before that if any of her appointees reported to Village Hall, she would be held in contempt of court. The judge today declining to hold her in contempt, but did warn her that if she did not follow the ruling, he would.
Okay, so will the judge hold her in contempt? Because in my opinion, she's violated the restraining order again. She's violated the judge's direct admonishment that, hey, I'm not gonna hold you in contempt today, but you need to follow the rules. And the rules do not mean that Tiff, busts in an hour late on a meeting that's already going, tries to hijack the meeting, take over, and just randomly stand up and say, I'm going to appoint these 3 people. And 2 of them were in the town hall while she's talking. And the whole thing is just this enormous power struggle. Trustees claim Henyard disobeyed judge by attempting to fire employee, this is previously, who cooperated with her opponents, refusing to demand her pick for police chief step down. So you've got this struggle of Tiff is trying to install her people, and meanwhile, she's got to fire whomever is already in that capacity. So you've just got this crazy scenario going on, and you've got literally a rogue mayor who is not listening to the judge's orders, simply not listening to the judge's orders. So the real question becomes, does the village and their attorney go back to the judge and say, hey, we need some more protection because she's attempted to do this yet again. Mr. and Mrs. Judge, whomever it may be, we need you to further lay down law here because clearly our mayor is not following it. So what do we need to do here to get through Tiffany Henyard's thick skull that she can't just appoint whomever she wants at any single point in time and just, kind of just absolutely shove it down the village's throat and just see what happens? I mean, it's so laughable what she attempted to do. I mean, it's sad. I mean, to me, it is sad because the village has to deal with it. They've got to, they've got to go down this road of no, we don't have a new police chief. No, we don't have a new attorney. No, we don't have a new village administrator. We've still got the other ones. And in the last accusation of violation of the temporary restraining order, it was indicated the chief of police hadn't give back his keys and he's still showing up at work. Just this absolute craziness because the power struggle is happening in real time. I mean, just the location of the meeting alone is kind of an indication of how wacky things are when you've got the mayor and a couple of trustees in one location, and then you've got the rest that are actually making all the decisions in a completely different building. And then the mayor goes there and tries to take over that meeting and basically literally gets booed out of the meeting. She gets booed out of the meeting. Let's watch a little clip of that. This is footage from Critical Smoker. The audio from the village itself just simply wasn't loud enough. I know that it's quiet. Not Critical Smoker's problem. That is the minute she says, I'm here to appoint my 1, 2, 3 people. Absolute violation of the judge's temporary restraining order. I just don't see it any other way, right? She just comes into the middle of a meeting. It's not on the day's docket of things to talk about. It's just not even a topic. And she just comes and, yep, I'm here to do this. And you can hear the townspeople basically just shouting her down, literally shouting her down. No, you're not doing that. I'm out of here. They are cheering their leader leaving the building, who just tried to illegally, again, instill 3 of her appointees. Yeah, can't do that. Judge already said that. Twice. There's Jason House. He's going to be the new mayor. If he can hold it together, he'll get voted in. He's a shoo-in for mayor. So what Jason House goes on to say is basically Tiffany Henyard coming in and trying to veto the issues that that she just did was not a legal move. He has the village attorney basically state, that wasn't legal. It wasn't in writing. It didn't go through the set format, just like everything else that Tiffany Henyard has been doing. But in the past, she's just been bamboozling people and just kind of running over the top of people. And people are like, is this legal? Well, now they've lawyered up and now you've got it in front of a judge. So does the village, take it to the judge for a third time and basically state, hey, if this isn't, violation of temporary restraining order, I don't know what is. What's the judge going to do? Is he going to fine her? Is he going to sanction her? Is he going to put her in jail? Man, maybe that's what it's going to take. Throwing the supermayor in jail. She'd just bond out, though. Although she does have a prior, doesn't she? Yeah, stealing cars, I believe. Yeah. How long does she get? Don't know. I mean, she's going to get a slap on the wrist no matter what. But it'll be at least something that recognizes, hey, you can't just run around doing your shenanigans and expect everybody to just kowtow to exactly what you're thinking, which is, boy, I'm in a major power struggle here. I really need some support within the community in my administration. Therefore, I'm just going to, throw out these appointees and we'll see what happens. We won't go through any of the legal channels necessary. Won't be at an actual meeting where it's been put on the agenda. She just stands up and, I'm here to appoint my people and have everybody believe that that's going to go down. Well, it's not. And it's not because we've literally just last week on Thursday had another court date, and the judge didn't hold her in contempt, but he did say, hey, you can't violate my current injunction and temporary restraining order. And that's what she just did again. So what's going to happen? Who knows? Who knows what the village will take as a move? But this is the ongoing battle back and forth for this power struggle in the village of Dalton. Now, they were supposed to have another meeting tonight in the township of Thornton, but Gerald Jones, one of the trustees, stepped down and the meeting has been canceled. I haven't been able to find a lot on that, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see moving forward how many other folks stepped down that were once allies with the supermayor that are now, with all these probes going on, maybe there's an IRS probe going on. There's a bunch of stuff just, happening, kind of simmering below the scenes, not unlike the Diddy case, right? Where you've got just a bunch of negotiations happening right now in real time. The FBI probes, IRS probes, those are happening in real time in Dalton and Township of Thornton as well. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, because we're covering these topics. There's more to come. Thanks so much for being here. We'll catch up in the next one. Bye for now.